Yes, I know it's applicable also, but you will get your own share when we do estrogen. All right, melatonin. What's melatonin? Tell us, Prasan, what's melatonin?
It is a positive factor for sleep.
Sorry, louder.
It is positive factor for sleep.
Yeah, so it's a hormone that allows the body to like signal itself it's bedtime.
Mine is not working.
What? Your melatonin?
Yes.
That's why we have melatonin. I'm taking one on my flight. I'm flying out Saturday night, so I'm going to take it so I can sleep for 14 hours and do some work in the meantime. Okay? So, melatonin. I look older than I am, said who? Right? Who judges who is older? Vincent. I have trouble falling asleep at night. It depends what you define night to be. I wake up during the night, that's me. And I can't get back to sleep, that's not me. My mind is busy with anxious thoughts while I'm trying to fall asleep. Not really. My feet are too hot at night, that's me. When I get up, I don't feel rested, that's not me. I feel like I'm living out of sync with the world, going to bed late and waking up late. I wish. I can't tolerate that jet lag, not me. I smoke, drink, and use beta blockers or a sleep aid, not me. So look at all of that. And then we come to the big one. The estrogen. Somebody said that was like the cocaine of life. Estrogen.
Who said that?
I can't remember. It must have been Trump. Sorry. All right. This is only for women, John. You don't need to feel that. I am losing hair on top of my head. That's me. I am getting thin vertical wrinkles above my lips. My breasts are droopy.
No, not yet.
My face is too hairy.
No.
My eyes are dry and easily irritated. I have hot flashes.
Yes.
I feel tired constantly.
No.
I am depressed. My menstrual flow is light. Women with periods, my cycles are irregular, too short or too long. Women without period, I do not feel like making love no more.
No.
Good. We have some good women here. They're all active. Prasan, we're not going to need any of the Estrovera. I'm sorry that I ran this class. There is no need. We can stop the class right now. Okay, progesterone for women only. My breasts are large. My close friends complain I'm nervous and agitated. I feel anxious. I sleep lightly and restlessly. And then this next section are for women who have not reached menopause, or menopause women who are taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy.
So
if you're menopausal and taking HRT, you can do the next questions. If you're not, those questions are not for you.
Okay.
All right? All right, so put that overall score, and then we're going to collect, and then the last set of questions are just questions we want to just check where you are overall. So energy, do you have a hard time getting up in the morning? Do you always feel tired in the afternoon? Do you lack sexual desire? Does your penis or clitoris seem less sensitive? Are your erections not firm enough? Have you lost attraction towards your partner? Do you lack vaginal lubrication? Do you sleep poorly?
Yes.
Do you rarely dream?
No.
Do you suffer from short or long-term memory loss?
Yes.
Do you have trouble concentrating? Do you have wrinkles on your face along the nose, smile lines, forehead creases like mine? Do you have little ring? The last time they put some Botox here, I think it disappeared, right? My creases are still there.
It's been several months already.
Oh, you are the one who put it. It was so painful. Oh my God.
Why did you do that?
They wanted me to do it. They said I have this crease here, which is so attractive, but they thought that I should remove it. I have to test everything in my clinic. And it was really painful, those injections. Yeah, it's painful, any way you say it. Okay, do you have age spots? Do you have dry, thin skin? Are you losing your hair or is it turning gray? Weight control, is your abdomen too plump? Is it distended? Women, are your breasts too large? Do they get larger before your period? Are your buttocks and thighs too well padded? Are you pear-shaped?
Yes.
Pear-shaped, like a pear. Small top and big bottom. Do you suffer from constant fatigue? Do you have high blood pressure? Are you anxious, nervous, or irritable? Do small things set you off? Are you depressed? Do you have arthritis? Do you have osteoarthritis in the hip? Do you have fibromyalgia? Have you lost muscle mass, tone, and strength? Do you have bone loss of spine, hips, hands, wrists, and feet? Thank you for completing the questionnaire. If you would like us to rate your questionnaire and give you a score and some recommendations, give it to Prasant, and Prasant will look at it afterwards. So, we're coming to the last section. Any questions so far? That we've been talking about hormones. There were a couple more hormones in the question than we discussed. There was growth hormone. We discussed DHE. There was thyroid. There was melatonin. So you can find out there are some other hormones that are also critical. And I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of them, even though we didn't cover it today extensively. Okay? So, a lot of women have concern, menopausal women have concerns about hormone replacement therapy with bioidenticals. We at the clinic have developed other pathways, natural pathways, for addressing the hormonal balance issues. But before we can do it, we need to do extensive testing of your hormone levels. But we also do overall diagnostics around your health to make sure it's not just the hormones. We want to look at all the other imbalances that may also be driving the hormonal levels. As you can see, there are lots of reasons why hormones may be low. And most of them are metabolic. And therefore, we normally run a more extensive panel. Most places you go, they'll say, oh, we'll just run your hormone and give you therapy. But we want to look at your full health panel and ensure that you're taking care of everything else and what the underlying risks could be before we make a prescription, either for hormone replacement therapy, bioidenticals, or for this full set of supplements that we carry. One of the big solutions that we carry is a very expensive hormone called Estravera. Sorry? Yeah, well, it's a plant-derived menopausal hot flash relief, and it features something called ERR731, which is beta estrogen. It's a beta estrogen, and all it does, it's enhanced. It doesn't create any underlying risk. We have other things here. So there is 90 tablets in here, and it goes for almost $1 a tablet. There are a couple of other things. You heard about pregnenolone, which is the precursors.
For the extra, that one, the one that you
money-back guarantee?
Yes, actually, the vendor has a money-back guarantee on this. So for people who don't want to do the normal bioidentical hormone replacement therapy where there are underlying concerns, this is the big recommendation. With
Half-life, you say that
Yes.
it should work, it doesn't work, you can take
And for the men, we have all the prostate and libido. This gives you desire. Actually, we normally put this under lock and key because we don't want to create a riot around our clinic. People take this and then they have to be arrested for having too much libido. You know, it's a dangerous thing, right? It's almost like cocaine. We don't want you to get addicted to your libido levels. Any questions, comments tonight?
Yeah, I have two questions.
Correct.
Like about hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Who, for the woman who have had estrogen positive, especially like a breast cancer, estrogen positive. And the second thing.
Yeah. So it was the excess estrogen positive
Yes.
that led, or that,
Right.
yes.
And then second thing also like the supplement you're talking.
No, hold on. So I didn't understand the first question.
The first question, like you said, that we have to replace hormone to in order
The
to
right levels, yes, for optimal performance.
Right. How about for the woman who have had breast cancer?
So what we recommend is that, first of all, we do your diagnostics. We see where those hormone levels are.
Okay.
And then we take a more cautious path and introduce you through the herbal, the supplements. So we have comprehensive set of supplements, including, let's have one conversation so that everybody understands. So we have a supporting architecture of nutrients to support and enable the body to produce its natural levels, but also support the body in the metabolism of those hormones, because if they accumulate, if the body starts producing them and they're not being extracted properly, then they accumulate and become a problem. You understand? Yeah, so that balancing issue, if it's too low, there's a problem. If it's too high, there's a problem. So when they produce, something has to metabolize and take them out. You understand? That's the way everything works. And that's why I showed you that cycle, that whole biochemical cycle, about production and extraction, right?
Extract.
Well, it self-metabolizes. There's a metabolic process that looks at this whole hormonal neurotransmitter cycle. Everything in the body has production and absorption and excretion. Everything in the body goes through that process. All right? You see it here. Digestion, absorption, and the extraction. Everything in the body has to go through that. Yeah, if not, it accumulates. And then we get sick. Okay. All right. So that was question number one. Are you clear about that now? Yes. So we take a cautious approach. We've created alternatives that would address the underlying concern, but also manage. And so we do the Dutch test that continues to check where those hormones are as you're taking them. So we can do that every 3 months or every 6 months to see where they are and make the appropriate adjustments based on your diet also and how the other things that are happening in your life.
And the second question is like, how about if menopause woman doesn't have hot symptoms like hot flashes and different things?
Yeah, women are very different levels. Nobody said, so if you don't have symptoms, but we still need to look at those levels. Because, as I was talking about chronic stress, many people don't know they have stress. Because there are 3 other stress that are hidden from view: inflammation, glycemic, and circadian control. You don't know. And that's where the source of chronic stress. So people think most stress is perceived stress. No, there are other stresses in the body that we are not even aware of, that come from digestion, the overall inflammation risk, that comes from levels of sugar in the blood, that causes stress when there's high glucose in the blood consistently, and when there is disruption in our sleep cycle. So those things cause stress, but if we don't measure them, you don't know. So the key thing about your hormones is that we have to measure them and see whether they're at the right level, because the cumulative effect over time of the hormones not being balanced is that it leads to a lot of other illnesses. So it doesn't matter whether you're showing the signs or not.
Is it possible that menopause women have normal hormones?
It's possible, but we cannot know until I test it.
Right.
Yeah. Because over time, all these things are going to affect your hormonal levels.
Because of aging.
Yes. Because of aging, because of nutrient deficiency, because of that big one, stress, pathogens, allergens, toxins, because of all of those things. Aging, yeah. Well, except, yeah, you'd say it with such tenderness, as if you're in love with that word, aging. Right? We should love it. It's going to happen to all of us.
It's
right?
happening to me.
Yes. Many people then move and
I don't know about you guys, but it's happening to me.
it's happening to me too.
The moment you're born, you're the age.
Yes, it's happening to me too. And you know, when we were young, we wanted to grow up early. Then when we grow old, we want to go back to our
I
young
know,
days.
37.
Is that where you want to stop?
Yes.
Okay. Why not 25? You didn't have enough experience then. Okay. Any other questions? Are you good, Ileana? You good? How was this? Give me some feedback today.
It was very educational, lots of information. I've been looking for answers because it's driving me crazy that I can't sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
getting all these things, and I go, oh, no, that cannot happen to me.
I know.
And then my hair is thinning.
Yes.
So it's like, no, my mane is gone.
I know, right? I know you have to
Funny
adapt
story.
to the new, what they call the new normal, right? So you've come to the right place. Dr. Yi is going to talk to you later afterwards and make arrangements for how we move forward, okay? And how are you? Everything good?
Yes, it's very informative and a lot. I always appreciate what you have done to educate us. We cannot get from someone else. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that I thank my team. It's a team effort. Yes, question, Ileana.
I have some questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, so hormone replacement
Therapy.
therapy.
Yes.
So
Yes, what?
what
About
are
it?
those?
May I ask how old you are?
54?
Oh, you're young, so that's why you're struggling with menopause. You're just getting through menopause. Okay.
I'm just starting.
I know. Ask for forgiveness.
I'm starting.
Yes.
I don't like it.
I know.
I was on.
So we can go consult with God, and He's going to push yours to 60, and that may be more acceptable. Okay, so hormone replacement therapy, it is the process where when you approach perimenopause, which is where I think you are, and you're getting, because for some people, perimenopause is the period where your period begins to come and stop.
It's gone.
And then, well, and also now you're in menopause, yes.
I think so.
All right. So, because sometimes it might stay a couple of months and come again. So, perimenopause, it happens 2 or 3 years and then it just runs away. So, and then that's menopause. So typically during that transition period, your whole cycle, that was a monthly cycle of production, begins to drop significantly. And that comes with a lot of changes to your body. And they are very, very uncomfortable. So you begin to look for relief. So the whole concept of hormone replacement therapy came out of that. Because with that low hormonal levels, there are some big biochemical and metabolic challenges to your body. For women, it increases your cardiovascular risk significantly. For stroke and for cardiovascular events. That's why also more women have Alzheimer's than men. So it really, really affects women. Really, really. And so a lot of women start saying, so it's not just to feel good. How do I manage my overall long-term health with balancing of my hormones? Is that making sense? So it's not just about hot flashes, libido, and all of that.
Yeah.
It is about your overall metabolism and good health itself. And so bioidenticals were created as a way to address that. So those bioidenticals are prescriptions that you use: testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen. Normally they come in 3 forms and in different ways, as creams.
Well, I was giving hormones, but then they took it away.
You were giving what kind of hormones?
Progesterone and estrogen.
And for how long were you on it?
1 year.
And why did they take it away?
They said that it was to stop my period, and I was done because it might cause cancer.
Yeah, potentially. There is that potential risk. Did they test you for the estrogen positive markers? Do you have the test results that were done when they stopped you?
No.
Okay. At least a medical doctor made that decision, and there could have been an underlying concern.
She was not natural. She was the prescription.
Yeah, no, I understand that. There must have been a reason they stopped it. We don't know the reason yet until you come and we look at it. But in the meantime, we'll need to look at your blood and do everything, and then make a decision at that point. But before that, it is very safe for you to start taking plant-based phytonutrients that support the process, the hormonal processes. Is that making sense? The prescription of the bioidenticals is where the big debate is. And that debate causes a lot of concern. There are many women who are taking hormone replacement therapy with no problems, but there are many women who are concerned about it.
And that's where I go, because it's like, don't take it, don't take it.
The benefits are very strong for you to look for a solution for your hormones. It is because of the consequences of not taking it. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you're not taking hormones, the cardiovascular risk is very high. That means you have to really be very healthy, manage your nutrition, your stress, a lot of things have to be proper. Because if you get obesity, high blood sugar, and all of those, your risks.
I know I manage those things.
Okay, but we need to check.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't just listen to what you say. We're going to look at where it is. Your blood pressure and all of that, they're very important. So that's the big issue why it is a big debate. And there have been studies that have debated the issue, and there's still a lot of lack of clarity around the prescription.
Yes.
But the supplements, there is no problem because they do not create any underlying concerns. You understand? And so if you have those issues, it's the best way to start safely, and then we see how your own menopausal issues progress. But don't forget that it's not just about sweats and sleep and that. It's about your long-term metabolic risk.
Okay.
All right. because if not, it will be very difficult for you to lose weight, especially around the stomach.
Yeah, look.
I know, that's where, yes, that's part of the problem. It doesn't mean you're not eating well. Weight, it just accumulates there. It's part of the menopausal process. Yeah, that's the pear shape we're talking about. Yeah. Anything to add, Dr. Yi? We're good? Prasan, we're good? All right. Everybody happy?
Yes.
Thank you so much for another great workshop. Yeah. So, Ileana, when can we see you? When can you come back and consult?